Good day, everyone. So, today's topic is going to be on food. But before I talk about that, we need to talk about what the daily task of this Minecraft session is going to be. So, we see here it says diamond, and it's supposed to be obsidian, but it got cut off and it was misspelled. But anyways, let's talk about food, shall we? So, when I'm talking about food, I don't mean the modern day slop that we call food, like this ultra processed food. I'm talking about real food. I'm talking about food that nourishes your body, gives you the nutrients that you need. Not any of this random food that's filled with anything that we don't actually need. So what is that food? Really, let's think about it. Well, here's the thing. Food that we have right now, let's just take it how we do, right? Let's think about it. You probably thinking the bread, the pasta, the rice, you know, things like that. And you think that's pretty healthy. And to be fair, it actually kind of is compared to a lot of the other things that you could be eating. But here's the thing, it's still not like that good. There are way better things for you to eat. And you might just not know what those are right now, but that's okay. So what things are actually like really good for you? Like what things do you actually want to be eaten? It's not the carbohydrates, the fruit, the vegetables even. That might sound really big surprise. It's the meat, especially the fatty meat. So like red meat. You want to eat more of that because when you do, you're going to feel full. The reason why you might cheat on your diet, you're never going to cheat on your diet with eggs. You're never going to cheat on your diet with some beef. You don't do that. Cheat meals always are in forms of like carbohydrate, sugary messes. It's just how, it's just how it works. So right now, what I'm going to tell you is that when you eat these carbohydrates, all this like ultra processed food, what ends up happening is that, sure, it affects your body 100%. Good or bad, or however you want to say. In my opinion, carbohydrates, they're not really necessary for the human body function. Like from food, because you can get all of it from from you. But with that being said, you want to just eat meat. You want to completely cut out all the sugar. 100% cut it all out. You don't even need 1 gram. Your body will produce all of it. But here's the thing. If it's summertime and it's warm outside, sunny out, and you want a piece of fruit, go ahead. Like 100%, that's natural. But fruit year round, it's not really natural. You have to think about it. You wouldn't be eating a bunch of fruit year round, would you? No. You just wouldn't. Right? So, I wouldn't personally, in my opinion. But anyways, let's get back more on the food of like the actual food, what you're eating and why. Like, okay, so now what I told you is that you understand, but not understand, well maybe not, but whatever, I'm just yapping at this point, but you understand my viewpoint of that. You shouldn't really eat many carbohydrates and you should eat more meat, protein, and fat, right? So protein and fat, those are what you want to be eating. So, I need some evidence. Point, it's like PPE, like point, no, it's like PEE. There's like point, explanation, evidence, something like that. So whatever it was. So, okay, so my point is meat is good. Now, why is it good? Meat holds every single vitamin or nutrient that our bodies need to function. Vegetables, grains, other things like that, they actually don't have that. There are missing some vitamins that we actually need. And there's a reason why most like vegetarians or vegans who go that route tend to come back and eat in meat, because it's like your body is just telling you, no, we need this, right? So that's just how it goes. There's also a lot of other nutrients and vitamins that are only found in meat that are required or beneficial for the human body. So when we hear that, it's just more evidence to show that, okay, we need to eat meat, right? And another point why is that if you look at this is what I found really interesting. If you look at our pH in our stomach, right? Ours is similar to those who scavenge, okay? So ours is very similar to like I believe it's a vulture. It's some type of big bird. So with that in mind, those 2 points. So there's only two, right? There's many others I could talk about. I think those are the most like comprehensible ones, like vitamins and then our stomach acid. I guess I don't know. Tell me what you think. So another point that I really want to make on why to eat more meat and not so much vegetables is that there's something called anti-nutrients in the vegetables and grains and everything else that's pretty much not from an animal product itself. Now, what these anti-nutrients do, or what they are, is that they restrict absorption of other key nutrients in your body. So, for example, let's just say for random reasons you decide that you're going to have a bunch of oysters, right? So oysters are very high in zinc, and maybe you hear that zinc is actually really important for testosterone. So you're like, you know what, I'm actually going to eat some oysters. So you go eat the oysters, but then right after the oysters, you decide to have like, I don't know, tortilla chips, black beans, or something like that. Now, the phytic acid, which is a compound that's found in those actual foods, will bind to the zinc and make your body absorb less than what it would have if you would just eat the oysters on its own. So what this means is that you need to eat more oysters, more random stuff well, not random stuff, but more things like meat to actually absorb those like nutrients. Oh, I read, we're in past some redstone. So when we have a bunch of vegetables, grains in the diet, and what ends up happening is that our bodies will, like, okay, if you have lots of vegetables with low amounts of meat, most likely you're going to be deficient in something. It might not be like apparent right now, maybe not in 1 year, 2 years, but it's the reason why you get medicines. There's a reason why people need to supplement these things. You go look on a vegan diet or go look on one of these health gurus online. You'll see if they're not following an animal-based diet, I can tell you that they're going to be popping pills like crazy when they're older, because your body just is not able to run off vegetables. It's just not supposed to. Another thing about all this food thing is I really want to clear this up. If you look into this, you might be thinking to yourself, well, I think you're wrong because I've been told that we need fiber. Fiber is really important. And fiber is actually an anti-nutrient. It slows the absorption of other nutrients. So why would we even want that, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why do you want something to be slowed down, right? So, fiber is a no-go because, see, the best study that we actually have of fiber so far is that when all the fiber is taken out from the diet, all the problems like constipation and bloating, everything else like that actually seem to be reduced. Sorry, I just gotta kill this guy real quick. So with that being said, we know fiber is not good for us. It's not necessary. It's not required for the body. We don't need it. So then why is there a big push for it? I don't know why there's a big push for it. I'm not that in business right now. But what I can tell you right now is that you shouldn't eat it. You shouldn't eat fibrous rooted plants. We don't have the structure for a stomach with that. We just don't have it. So if you eat that, what's going to happen is that you're not going to feel good. That's why you feel bloated. That's why when you look in the mirror without your shirt and then you see your belly bulging out, sure, it could be fat, but I'm telling you, a lot of it is just your bloated, it's water weight, like whatever you want to call it. Because see, oh nice, some diamonds. Because what will happen is You'll eat a lot of fiber, thinking that it's healthy. And what ends up happening? You basically just feel bloated. It's not, oh crap, skeleton. Okay, sorry, I'll lock in. Okay, he disappeared. No more locking in. So when we have fiber and all these other anti-nutrients in our diet, what ends up happening is you literally just don't get the nutrients that you require. And when that happens, if you literally do not get enough, you literally just become slightly deformed, right? So, oh no. Like that's how like recession happens. Like in the jaw and other areas, like maxilla and all that other stuff. It's a lack of nutrition. Literally, if we were all fed meat, eggs, milk, from the beginning, none of us would have all these random effects. But because we weren't, it's not the case. Okay, let me get this right here. Doesn't look like to be anything in this cave. I think I'm going to go back up to the surface. Okay, there we go. Okay, boom, got him. Yeah, so it doesn't look like to be anything. I'm going to go back up to the surface and kind of plan for the next day. But dude, that's the honest point. If you eat plants, like, plants are trying to kill you, basically. Like, they don't want to be eaten by you. Like, we don't have the plant defense chemicals for them. You know, you so another point I really want to debunk is, you know, they say you should have fiber. I already talked about this, sorry. No. What's something else that's really good to talk about? Why? Oh, so pretty much when you have like this modern diet of like sugar, seed oils, and pretty much anything else that's not natural, like here's the thing. Here's what's gonna happen. You're going to age significantly more. That's the honest truth. And what this will look like is, see, pretty much every single time that you eat, you kind of age yourself. So just remember that more times that you eat, the more times the older you get. It's pretty much how it is. So when you eat this diet of basically just meat, right? So you eat one meal, maybe 2 meals a day, you know, fine, whatever. You won't age as much as someone who eats, you know, 2 meals in the morning, 1 meal at like noon, and 2 snacks at night. Something like that. You just won't age as much. And I got my cat mowing at me because she's on my desk. Hey, kitty cat. Oops. And now she's licking my hand. So I can't play. But it's okay. So pretty much, what to take away from this is that you need to understand that if you eat plants, you eat a bunch of grains, you really need to eat more animal products. So I talked about why you shouldn't, because a lot of things are wrong with it. So I'm going to teach you what to actually eat for this, because there are some beneficial things that you should eat. And I hope to, tell you what are some good things to eat. First, I'm just going to do Control or Shift. No, that's not it. Okay, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to open up something, didn't work out. Let's see how my cows are doing. Don't got any wheat on me, but that's okay. Because I'm gonna go look for a cave, so for tomorrow's I can go get some more. Oh, creeper right there. Because, sorry, I'm a little. I just drank some milk, so my throat's a little clogged up. But pretty much, you just want to eat like 4 main things. First thing you really want to eat is meat. Any / all meat is good, preferably if it's red meat. So red meat is more like that, like cow, right? Like big meat. Pretty much, larger the animal, better it is for you, pretty much. The second thing that you want to eat is the dairy products, such as butter, milk, and if you want, you can eat some yogurt. Like, it's not a big deal if it's sweetened, like, it's still a big deal, but not overly that much. The third thing that you really want to be eating is seafood. So, any / all seafood, once again, I think it's really good. You really shouldn't have any problems with seafood. You might have a couple allergies. Like, if you do, like, I'm telling you, like, seafood's good. It's not bad. It's not unhealthy for you. And the last thing that you really want to be eating, so we talked about dairy, we talked about meat, and in meat, I will include like things like organs, if you can get your hands on them. Those are still meat, so good. Those are still considered meat. But the last, final thing out of dairy, meat. Oh, I got my cat mowing again. And yeah, so I said meat, dairy. Oh geez, what else did I say? Seafood, right? The last thing you really want to be eating is eggs. So I think eggs are really good, and because they, once again, they're just like meat. They hold every single vitamin that you need. Maybe it's not the correct ratios and stuff, but that's okay. Can't seem to find any caves around here. That's actually really bad, but that's okay. Whatever. So pretty much, let's summarize. You shouldn't eat plants and other grains like that because there are anti-nutrients, nutrients that affect absorption of nutrients, and when that happens, you're not going to get all that nutrients that you wanted from it. Second thing, once you understand that you need to eat more meat to feel full, to feel better, your body will then reflect that. Your body will clear up your skin. Your body will get leaner. You'll start to see your six-pack. Like, literally, never had a six-pack in my life. Started to get one once I only ate meat. There's my cat's tail. Not going to eat it, though. And the third thing is, once you understand that, meat is actually really healthy for you, you're going to naturally crave it. Maybe you've always had cravings of carbohydrates and everything like that. Well, now you're going to have cravings of meat, eggs, dairy, butter, everything like that. And that's actually positive. That's what you want. Because if you don't have that, if you don't have a desire to go eat those things, the opposite is that you're going to eat carbohydrates and things. So that's not really too ideal for your body. But pretty much, if you're wondering what the biggest benefit of eating carnivore or just whatever, I don't really like the name carnivore, but technically it's correct, mental and physical what's the word for it? Superiority, I think that's the word. Yes, maybe. That you just feel so much better. Just how it is. And once you do it, you won't want to go back. Something to think about. I know this video was kind of deep. Sorry if it's too much for you to handle. But ladies and gentlemen, that concludes of today's video. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, I guess. And till the next one.